Nick from the Baron Flights is piloting the Slingsby, so here we go.
Hi guys, do you remember my Slingsby Prefect? Yes you do. I've had lots of fun with it, high starting it, slope sawing it, but there was always something else I wanted to try, and this is what this video is all about. I want to put a motor on it. Now, Slingsby never actually made a motor glider out of the, I couldn't find any conversions or anything out of the Prefect. There's the Slingsby Cadet and the Slingsby T31 were motor gliders. So it was kind of like a possibility. But anyway, I'm going to put a motor on this one. And what motor am I going to put on? But this one here. It's just your standard little geared motor. Let me think I might mount it. I've got a choice. I'll tell you what, let's just snip off this because I've got to solder on that. This is a knackered receiver board. So I've got a pin that will go into the receiver here. So I'll solder that on in a minute. I've got my choice is this. I either mount it deep in the nose, so as it's sort of in line with the nose itself, or up top. I seem to remember some motors being mounted up on top. If I was to cut a slot, drill a hole and then cut a sideways slot, I could sort of just push it in. Maybe that would be a good way to go, because I can cut these flanges down a bit. I might have to taper them to get it in line with the nose at the front. And once it's mounted, I think it might look better. I mean, again, ideally a folding prop would be nice, but I haven't got one, so I'll have to wait. And then the lead can go through into the receiver board. And just take the hanging string off. Into the receiver board at the back here, and then using a pair of tweezers, I'll plug it into the throttle outlet. That's my theory. There's a bit of a weight in there I can take out as well. Yeah, it'll have to go through F1. Let me get on with this, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, I've soldered that onto there. So just offering up the motor to the nose again. I'm thinking I could bury it in the nose so the prop shaft comes out in the centre, which means the motor is going to be quite below centre, but I think there's just room for it. I think the easiest thing to do, instead of taking out big chunks of bolts out the front, try and slide it in. If I cut the nose off and hollow it out from the inside, I might be able to push it forward just by careful hollowing it out with the Dremel with a suitable tool. I might be able to get it forward just enough. I think there'll just be enough room for it to sit sort of like that from your aspect, look, somewhere down there anyway. So I'm going to get the hacksaw out and remove the nose. Okay, I can make as big a hole in this side as I like. This is the important one to get just right. Getting close now, I should think. I've got to go all the way through because at the depth of the nose, I want to try if I can to hide most of the gears, but retrofitting stuff is always a challenge. Be it, look at that. I wonder what that was then. It's always a challenge, be it servos or ailerons or whatever. So that will slip right into there now to whatever depth I choose. And now all I have to do is to replicate that shape into this nose without coming through the front. Okay, a little bit of milling. I haven't actually come through the nose anywhere yet because I'm not quite there, but it's just about going. Let me show you the inside. I've gone down quite a long way. I think I can take a little bit more out around the top here, just to clear the big cog. Yeah, in the end I just use this drill bit, just moving it around gently. If you put your hand behind the bolster, you can actually feel when it's getting close to the surface, which is quite useful. So that's quite pleasing, guys. I've just put a little bit of epoxy around the motor and glued it into the nose and test fitted it into the body, and everything seems to line up quite well and the motor turns. So I think the next step is to actually glue the nose block back on to the fuselage. It went in there quite nicely. Put a little stick of balsa under there to just fill the gap a little bit, which was nice, but it turns okay. And oh, incidentally, the weight I took out the nose was 10 grams. It says 10 grams on it, or 10, and I weighed it and it is exactly 10. Amazing. And the motor itself weighs 8.4 grams, but it is further forward a little bit anyway, so I'm hoping that will compensate for the CG, so it shan't be far out. So yeah, so now next step is this will be the fiddly bit, getting this back. I'm going to poke the motor wire through the hole where the battery wire comes through, and then that will come around under the brick, and I'm going to pull it around the front, turn it with tweezers and plug it into the pickup at the back and get it in the right holes. That'll be a bit of fiddly fun, and then I'll fix this again. As I say, I might just sheet it in, I don't know, or at least the bottom bit, because that's where the battery pokes. I'm really pleased with that, actually, the way that's gone in there, and it hasn't come out through the nose as well, which is rather nice. It was a little bit of sort of guesswork where things go, but I've got probably 1 degree of down thrust and no side thrust, but it's going to be running on very low RPM, so it shouldn't really affect things. But it's going to be fun to fly it indoors with a little motor glider. Okay, see you in a minute. Right, using a small piece of wire and a bit of masking tape to hold it on, I managed to thread it down and pull it up through. So now I'm going to, without pulling the motor, I want to glue this into there, and I think because it's all end grain, I think the best glue to use is going to be epoxy. I can't really get any glue on the cogs because they're well buried, so it's just a matter of running some epoxy around, and I'll put some in there where the motor flange is going to fit. Just half-hour epoxy, so there's no rush. I'm going to try and not put it too close to the edge because it doesn't have to go all the way to the edge. I think that's about as much as I dare put on. Let's just pop that in there like that. Pull off your fingers, push it together. If this works, it's going to be great seeing it going around indoors. What I sort of hoping, I just turn the motor off and glide a bit, although the headroom at Winard's Perch isn't that high, so I won't have much of a glide. But there we are, a couple of bits of masking tape. We'll let that set, and in the meanwhile I'll go away and see if I can see which way this little fitting goes. Yeah, as I suspected, actually the black wire goes towards this side. How much play have I got there? Got a little bit of. What I've got to try and do is to black wire. That's good. Turn it like that to put some twist in it, and then try and
put it down past the push rod and try and pull it in. I'll probably end up dropping it. There it goes already, look. I think these tweezers are a bit bulky. Let's find some different tweezers, because I could be here for several minutes. I'll come back in a minute. I've got to say, actually, that was quite lucky. It just came around in time. Okay, let's hope that that is the correct way round. I could pop a battery in it and we could see what happens. It was a bit of luck, really, I think. Right, rudder, elevator, here we go. Let's try it. If this works, I'll be amazed. Oh, I'm amazed. And it's turning the right way. I think this is a AS3X receiver, actually, because it jitters. So we've got rudder, elevator, and probably cruise around on just a very, very low setting. I don't want it to go vertical. So all I need now is a folding prop and it will look very smart indeed. So happy with that. Let's repair the sides and I'm going to test fly it indoors tomorrow, and this will finish this little conversion video off very nicely. So thanks for watching the latest part of the Slingsby Free Flight Glider RC now motor conversion, and we'll see how she gets on. It's going to be fun flying her indoors. Oh, don't forget to put Nick in there. Nick, you say? Yeah, Nick from the Barron Flights is the pilot on this one. He just sits there on a little magnet like that. So yeah, I know he's a little bit small, but there you go. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Give us the video a thumbs up. YouTube likes that. Cheers, guys.